Welcome to the AGORACOM.com CEO interviews, where we feature great undiscovered small cap companies to the small cap investment community.
Welcome to the AGORACOM Investor Relations CEO interview program, where our primary goal is to expose great undiscovered small cap companies to vast retail audiences. I'm Al O'Grady. On today's show, we have with us the president and CEO of Grizzly Diamonds, Mr. Brian Testo. Grizzly Diamonds is an aggressive Canadian exploration company looking for diamonds in Alberta and other precious metals, especially silver in British Columbia. Right now it has property in Alberta that covers over 3 million acres that is targeted for diamond exploration. Grizzly Diamonds trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol GZD. Mr. Testo, welcome to the program.
Hello, Al. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Brian?
Very good.
Good. We've talked a number of times before, and everyone calls you Grizz, so I think I'm going to do the same as well.
Perfect. That's what I answer to, Grizz.
There we go. Okay, Grizz, let's jump right into it. Date of today's recording is Tuesday the 21st. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, back on October 3rd, more specifically, you had a press release that came out announcing a third new Kimberlite on the Smokey the Bear property up in Alberta. Brian, give us the rundown. What's going on?
Yes, indeed, Al. We did hit BE3, which the BE series of Kimberlites. We started drilling in February and hit the BE1 and BE2. We hit the edge of BE2. So because the ground was high enough and dry enough, and there's oil roads in there, we decided to do a program in the fall here of 3 to 5 holes into these targets, and we indeed hit a new Kimberlite, and it's looking pretty good.
Okay, give us an idea in terms of the significance. What's the significance of this third Kimberlite?
Okay, well, when we hit BE2 in February, we sent it off for caustic fusion, and we had basically 18 meters of Kimberlite, which weighed about 56 kilograms. And out of that, we got 54 microdiamonds, which is basically a microdiamond per kilogram of material. And that in the diamond industry, that's a pretty high mark for fresh new Kimberlite. We drilled from where we figured we hit the edge of it. I call it the lip. The geologists called it the pyroclastic tooth. We drilled about 60 meters towards the center where we figured was the center of the target. We hit Kimberlite again, and it's really good looking Kimberlite. I have a piece of it in my hand right now, and actually it's going to appear on our AGORACOM hub here as soon as this interview is over. It's a very coarse grained Kimberlite. The original Kimberlite that we got from BE2 was fine grained, and all the geologists and the wise people that know about diamonds keep saying that the coarser grain material, the better chance you have of having bigger diamonds.
Okay, can you give us some sort of idea in terms of the potential that's up there in Alberta?
The potential is actually quite large because we're in an area where there's infrastructure. It wouldn't cost a whole bunch to put a mine in. And where we drilled BE2, 400 meters away, we drilled BE3, and it looks like the same kind of Kimberlite. So at some point, they're probably hooked together. And it is going to be a very, very large kimberlitic body. If it does have any amount of diamonds, it's going to be huge for Grizzly, yes.
Okay, you were kind of leading up into my next question. Yeah. I wanted to get some sort of idea in terms of comparing this Kimberlite with the other two. Would you care to expand on that a little bit?
BE3 looks the same as the new BE2 that we drilled. It's got the same microclass in it, and the good stuff the geologists like in it. Basically what it does is it has chunks of mantle and chunks of country rock that are bigger, and how it works in the diamond stability curves and everything that I've seen is that if the crystals of material are bigger in the Kimberlite, it gives you a chance of growing bigger crystals of diamonds. So we do have, and we know that BE2 is diamondiferous, so we know that there's diamonds there. So if we get a couple big ones, it would be excellent.
Okay, now I understand you were on the property recently. What came with that field trip for you?
I was on the property several times while they were drilling it. I was quite excited. I just came back from the property about a week ago. I came down to Toronto for some meetings, And my geologist was just on the property with one of the guys from the Alberta government showing them the Kimberlite, and they're actually quite excited about it.
And as I said earlier, the date of today's recording is Tuesday, October 21st. So having said all that, Brian, where do you go from here as far as this property? What are your next steps?
Well, I think what we ended up with is we're going to end up with about 1,000 kgs of Kimberlite from the two Kimberlites we drilled, BE2 and BE3. I'll just remind everybody at this point why they're called BE2 and BE3. They were named a BE series of Kimberlites after Brian Elko, one of my directors, who passed away early in January, and I think we got a guiding hand from him. Okay. But having said that, what'll happen is the 1,000 kgs of Kimberlite should be shipped by today's Tuesday, so it should be shipped by Wednesday, Thursday of this week. So this week it should be shipped to the SRC. It'll get cooked in caustic fusion, diamond counts, and in 4 to 6 weeks, if we're lucky, we'll have diamond results back, and if we're really lucky, we'll have some big diamonds.
Okay. You had mentioned earlier that you're fairly close to infrastructure and all that good stuff. Where exactly is this property? I know it's northern Alberta, but maybe if you can pinpoint it.
There's an oil town called Red Earth Creek, and there's a gravel road that is if it was paved, it would be a highway from there to Peerless Lake, and partway from there you go up an oil road about 15K, and there's we didn't have to build any roads. There's roads there, there's power there within 5K of it because it's in the middle of an oil field.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Obviously, for Grizzly Diamonds, you have a number of other irons in the fire, so to speak, and other projects. Last time we talked, you were really big on some potash developments in Saskatchewan. What's the latest over there?
The Alberta-Saskatchewan border. Grizzly has quite a few acres. It says in all our information we have 850,000 acres. We've actually added a bit more to it, and I don't want to tell everybody how much we got until we news release it, but our geology outfit, Apex Geoscience, did a compilation on the potash, and it's looking pretty good in that area. And actually, that's why I came down to Toronto I had a couple meetings this week with potential JV partners. I mean, even in a bad market, there's still people looking at doing JVs, and I had a couple meetings about JVing some gold property we have, so even in a bad market, you got to keep moving, keep positive. Things will turn around, and we'll keep going. And what I found, especially in a bad market, is a lot of other companies turtle and they don't want to do anything, and they whine and cry. And while they're doing that, we're out staking ground and adding to our fold. And if we're right, everybody that's a shareholder will be very happy.
Okay, obviously you're not sitting.
No, there's so much happening. I got to keep remembering what we're doing, and we're actually in not bad shape because after all these programs are paid for, we got no debt, and we should have $600,000 to $700,000 in the bank, and that'll keep the lights on for quite a while the way we run Grizzly. And I'm going to be doing probably a financing later on before Christmas to do some more diamond stuff and gold and silver stuff, but we've only got 20 million shares issued, and so we're not in bad shape at all compared to a lot of other companies.
Right. Any other projects? Any other things on the go that you'd like to talk about?
That Greenwood Gold project is starting to look pretty good. I mean,
why is that?
It's the first time in the history of the area, and the area has been was discovered in about the turn of the century, 1898, thereabouts, 1897. It's the first time that all the small claims have been amalgamated into a big claim block, and we were fortunate enough to do a deal with the two guys that put all the claims together over the last 15, 20 years, and we're ending up over 120,000 acres in the area. So we're going to be the big dog in that area when that starts going, and gold will be gold and diamonds and potash, and everything will be good eventually.
Okay. Grizz, we're quickly running out of time, but as always, I leave my guest with the last word. Any final thoughts? Anything that you'd like to add right now?
I think that in today's market right now, it's a huge buying opportunity. There's a lot of stocks out there that are beat up pretty bad and they're cheap. There's probably some companies that aren't going to make it back from this, But if you look around and compare apples to apples, I think Grizzly Diamonds is a very good buy right now.
Okay. On that note, Grizz, I want to thank you very much for your time and sharing your thoughts with us about Grizzly Diamonds.
Thank you very much, Al.
Okay. And Grizzly Diamonds trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol GZD. And you've been listening to Brian Testo, a.k.a. Grizz, President and CEO of Grizzly Diamonds, on AGORACOM's CEO interview program. I'm Al O'Grady. Thanks for joining us.